So when I'm at home, I make a lot of bread. I make a special kind of bread called sourdough bread. So I thought that this morning I would show you how I do this. So overnight this has been proving on the side, just at room temperature. And I'm now going to split it in two and prep it ready to go into my banneton. So what I'm doing is I'm wetting, there's a tap just next to me here, and I'm wetting this work surface, not too wet, and then I'm making sure that I've got 2 wet hands as well. And then here we are, here is my dough, all nice and puffy. And that is enough to make 2 loaves of bread, which is very nice. And now I've got this lovely cutting ruler. So I'm just going to do a little line to see if that's about half, is probably fine. And then I'm going to cut this dough in half. I'm just going to put this one to the side for a minute. We're going to do one at a time. So the sourdough process is quite long, but I think it makes the tastiest bread. So I've started my sourdough with a starter, so maybe I'll show you that. I probably should have done that first, but I only thought of it today. But now I'm just going to really simply shape this into a nice, there's probably a lot of bakers who would critique my approach, but it works for me and it makes a nice loaf of bread. I've chosen to work on this surface because it's marble, so it's cold, so it's much easier to work with and work on than my wooden surface or a chopping board. And I just gave it a good disinfectant before I started working on it. And see, look, now I've actually held my phone up with an apple so I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm sure you guys can see. So this is called a banneton, and this is what you put your dough in for the final rise. And I've dusted it with one of these, which is rice flour, which I found is the only flour that makes it not stick to these wooden grooves. So this dough is nice and ready and shaped, so I'm just going to pick it up like that and put the smooth side down in there. And there we go.
Okay, so today I'm going to do something in the garden because it's such a lovely sunny day. And I've got this pile of old brambles which I've been saving. I've rooted them out from the hedges. Not that I've got a hedge really, I've just got this great big long leylandii hedge and a few bits and pieces over the other side. And you can make very nice baskets from brambles, so I'm going to show you how. You'll need somewhere to work, and somewhere outside is perfect, especially in the sun. And you'll need someone to help you. So you're going to need a sharp knife, which I don't really want you to use. I'd rather your assistant use that. You might need some secateurs for cutting, and you'll definitely need some protective gloves. So put on your gloves first of all, and then go and get your brambles. Select at least 6 really strong, fine, long ones. Be really careful, they are full of horrible thorns, so you can see here. And you're going to have to remove them all before you start weaving your basket. So you have to prepare your brambles first. So what you really want to do is get your secateurs and, holding the brambles really carefully with a gloved hand, just run the secateurs up and down the brambles. You're using secateurs, you've got things with horrible sharp thorns on, and you're wearing gloves. It would be good to wear goggles as well. And you just literally rub the bramble stalk up and down like that. Always close your secateurs. Put the safety catch on. He's determined to help me. He's very interested in what's going on here. Come on, Teddy. Move along, please. Oh, you're going to sit there. Okay.
My name is Sass. Just want to show you what some of us are actually getting delivered. It's our own fruit and veg from a supplier locally in Colchester, also delivers in Clapton area where I am. For £20 I had some plums, apples and raspberries, lettuce, cucumber and grapes, peppers, mango, tomatoes, cauliflower, strawberries, satsumas, avocado, onion, mushrooms, carrots, potatoes, spring onions, melon and bananas. What I'd like you to do is come up with some ideas in the week what I could do with this stuff. Cauliflower cheese is definitely one because it's on the turn, and I've already started mixed fruit crumble, but have a little look and just come up with some ideas what I could do, and hopefully I'll make it for you and show you once it's done.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 long bits of bramble. 2 of them are 3 foot long. That one is about 6 foot long, 2.5 foot long. So we're a funny mixed bag, but you're going to find that when you use natural materials, nothing is standardized. The next job is to make an incision using the very sharp craft knife along the edge of 2 of the brambles in the middle of the bramble. So the incision is about 2 inches long, and you can just see it. It's very hard to do this holding the camera at the same time, but I've made it in there. Oh, there goes the cat. So it's there, can you see? And it's about 2 inches long. Whoops. So you should have 2 brambles with 2 gaps in. I've sharpened up the tip of this bramble stalk, and I'm going to do it to the other one. So you'll have 2 with holes in the middle and 2 with sharpened tips. Push the sharpened tip through one of the holes on its opposite number. Push it all the way until you've got a cross shape. The next step is to start weaving on softer, more pliable parts of bramble.
When you have the Block Puzzle app downloaded, you should come straight to this screen. I'm going to click on Classic, brings up my game. Basically I can start with any one of these shapes, and the idea is not to fill up the space. So this one looks like a good shape to begin with. I'm going to take that and drop it. So if I do that, that's all gone, like that. If you get one of these, you need 9 squares to fit this one, and that's why it's a good idea to have lots of empty space if you can help it.
Hello again. I'm going to show you how to weave a basket from brambles, pre-prepared brambles here. I've made them into a cross. I've already shown you how to do that. So I've got my 2 crossbars, 2 brambles pushed through the middle of them. You might have seen me earlier on. Wearing gloves, very important. You must wear very thick gloves. These have got a leather palm. The ones you want to do the weaving with are the thinner ones, the more flexible ones, coming off the big main thicker stalk. And I'm going to start to weave it into my cross structure. You'll see how this goes. So here goes.
I have a magnolia tree in my garden, which is a very beautiful kind of tree that buds in winter, is different to other trees, and then flowers like this at this time of year, so in March. And it smells really, really good. And the flowers look like this. They have a really nice kind of pinky, fleshy, it's like kind of skin almost, like veins. And then on the inside, it looks like this. So they open up when they are flowering on the tree, like this. They look very beautiful and I love them. It's my favourite kind of flower, my favourite kind of tree. We bring them inside on big twigs and have them to decorate the house all winter. But I found a recipe on Facebook about pickling them. And the woman said that there was 2 different types of ways of pickling. You could either arrange them like this, like a rose, so have them curling and arranged like this, or you could have the buds, so the shoots like this, laid them out lengthways, and so they all look like little people lined up all in a bowl. And then you add vinegar. So I'm just gonna, it's a nice plastic bottle as well, would have preferred to have gotten a glass one, but I've just zhuzhed a bit in there. And in this little teacup I've already put in a teaspoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. So I'm popping that in there. I'm gonna give it a mix until it dissolves. And apparently this magnolia, once it's pickled a little bit in this water, will, I don't know if you guys have ever had sushi before, and sometimes when you buy the sushi in the meal deal from Tesco's, it comes with a little curled bit of pink thing that's quite salty and quite sweet, and it's pickled ginger. Apparently magnolia has the same taste and keeps the same pinky colour as pickled ginger. So you can use it when you're doing oriental cooking, you can put it in sandwiches, or it might taste really bad. But the nice thing about this is that the vinegar is really cheap and the flowers were free, so it's okay to experiment. I think this costs like 50p or something, so you know what, it's alright. If it tastes rubbish, that's okay. And so that is ready to go.
The point of the thin one, I'm going to put it into the little hole that's already there, and then I'm going to just start weaving it. Quite a feat actually, so bear with yourself, bear with me, and we'll see how we go.
So look at that, I've now freed up all that space. I'm going to start once again with this corner. So I'm going to try and keep everything in this space. Try and keep all this space clear. There we go. I'm sure I'm going to end this game sooner than I'd like.
Okay, so I've got it looking like that. It looks pretty horrible at the moment, but it's a long-term project this, so it'll take a while and then it'll look nice. But it's quite nice if you like fiddling with things and you don't want to do drawing or colouring in for a change. You can sit and organise your stalks and get on with some weaving.
The other thing I thought I'd show you is to prepare them like this so they were petals and not buds like this. I had to cut away, and as I was cutting away it revealed the inside of magnolia, and I think they look quite alien-like. So they come with these kind of fluffy bits and then this solid kind of bit in the middle. These solid bits in the middle grow into the most amazing pink kind of alien monster-like shapes, and the seed is right in the middle here, and you have to snap off in the summer these huge pink kind of finger-like shapes, pick them apart, and it reveals these bright pink seeds. But this is a magnolia tree, and this is its petals and pickling.
Okay, it's getting there. See, I'm going round and round the central area using the thinner bramble. So you go under, over, under, over. You've probably done weaving before, and you know that you must go under, and then if you've been under, then you go over. And that way you get a fairly strong structure. It's going to be quite basic, but you never know, you might end up with something nice at the end of it if you just keep going. Okay, and my cat is helping, or not helping. She is sitting there enjoying all these little bits of twig coming her way, thinking, oh, this is fun.
Just when you think you're doing really well, suddenly something happens like this, and I haven't actually gotten rid of any, there we go, any lines for a while. I was worried there.
So now you can see how far I've got there. So I'm going to try and do every other one, or failing that, I'm going to start putting in some more crossbars.
And if it senses that I'm filling up this kind of space, it will do this to me. It will give me these really big shapes that are awkward and you're not quite sure what to do with them. So I'm actually not sure with this one.
So it's starting to look a bit more like the bottom of a basket now. It's looking very crude, but that's fine. It's just a bit of fun today. And as you get practiced at it, your fingers will learn how to just gently soften the twigs as you go. Sort of gets to be second nature after a while.
Let's see if I will game over soon. I have a feeling I might do, especially if they keep doing that to me.
So once you've got to the end of one of your sticks, you're going to need to put another one in. And I'm going to try and show you how I do it. You got to the end here with this one. You've even got a root on the end of this one. So I'm going to try and show you how to insert the next one. Here comes the next one. It's under that one, so you're going to carry on the regime of under and over. So that goes under. This goes over the next one.
I can only use the pink one and the green one, the 4 square and the 4 line.
So I've gone under that one, over that one, and I'm going to go under the next one. So that's an over and an under there. I don't know if you can see it. Okay.
Hopefully the game will be merciful now. Hint number 1, stay in the corners. Hint number 2, take your time. Look around.
It is a bit of a mess, but have faith, it could get better.
Number 1 and number 1. So the game is doing me some favours now. Oh, I probably jinxed myself.
Okay, so it's starting to look a bit more like the bottom of a basket now. Okay, so the good news is that some of this thinner, younger, greener, and well, it's just more supple, so you can actually twist it right round the main bar like a piece of thread almost, so that you have it twisting right round like that. And you can do that with each of your turns. It will make the basket stronger. It will hold everything together a bit more.
You'll see a series of folders. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, and each one has a year from 2013 to 2019. In each of these folders are the files that you'll need to rename. I recommend that you work from 2013 to 2019 and do all the files in this folder before you move on to the next one.
You see, we're getting a nice twist. Rather than just an under or an over, I've done a twist, which is quite nice.
So I'm going to double click on 2013, and in this folder, this is what Jamie will recognise, we have a lot of folders with names. I click on Documents, and I'm looking for that folder, Level Best Archiving Project.
Now, bearing in mind that hopefully at the end of this you'll end up with a little basket, or even a big basket, you'll be able to put Easter things in it.
Right-click this folder, rename, copy with Ctrl and C, enter the folder, Ctrl and A to select all, Alt-Tab to bridge, double-click the folder, Ctrl A, right-click any one of them, click Batch Rename, click in this box, Ctrl A, Ctrl V to paste, space, Tab, number 1, enter, Make sure to go back to 2013, Alt-Tab back to this folder, it's all selected, Control-X, Alt-Tab Tab, Control-V to paste, Alt-Tab back to the empty folder, back to 2013, delete key on the keyboard and Enter, yes we want to delete.